Rob, St George's Day, lovely Easter Saturday, and you're out campaigning. How's it going?
It's been very, very positive, Michael. It really has. It's been we've been campaigning for long since before Christmas, doing the slow and the steady, rather than just sort of flooding an area with outside help. Today, as you've seen, up at the top house, we had 15 people coming out just to do Aveley, and we're doing this afternoon about in West Thurrock, doing pretty much the same. Plus, we've got candidates out on the ordinary ground, so everyone's pulling along. Positive on the doors, very positive on the doors. People are understanding why nationally we've made certain cuts. They're just really annoyed locally about the lies and stuff that are being spread about Grays Beach and Thameside Theatre.
So as you brought it up, what are the lies that have been spread about?
Well, if you could pick up any of the leaflets from certainly the major opposition party, you see it's either being privatised, it's being sold, or any number of that combination. Well, it's neither of those. It was made very, very clear during the speech from the budget that we'd be looking for an outside company to come in and help manage it. It's no different to what we did with Impulse Leisure. It's an outside company that specialises in leisure services, and if it doesn't look like one or other of the options are viable, then we'll look for something else. But we can't have services where they continually make a loss year on year.
What about the Corrie environmental factor?
Well, again, as you probably would have read in the Gazette, the lawyers, our lawyers, have spoken to their lawyers, and it appears that everything is fine. Should we go along with that option? As I say, it's not being sold, it's not being privatised, it's not being outsourced or anything else. We're just asking for a specialist company. We've got Vertex in, who do quite a good job on running our admin at Thurrock. Why shouldn't we be looking at options to make it better for the residents and make it cheaper for every resident?
And the Outlook Community College, do you think it was scaremongering?
Again, we've got an older building. We've had correspondence from the head of the college and the bursar of the college, and they have to fork out an awful lot of money each year for rates and repairs and everything else. And of course, that's money that really could be helping to put a little bit more education into our adult services. Everybody likes to continue learning. I certainly do. I've certainly applied in the past for a couple of courses down at the college, but unfortunately there wasn't enough people there, so they had to be cancelled. So it's a case of are they going to get better facilities? I think probably so. And of course, if they're not paying out so much rates and rent and so on, that's money that can be ploughed back into the education of adults in Thurrock.
What about the national issues on the doorstep? Things like the NHS, crime and justice, are they coming up?
Well, we obviously the normal scaremongering goes in. We're cutting this, we're cutting that, and again, the Tories and the Lib Dems, as a coalition, we're not cutting police frontline services. We might be cutting the amount of money that's going to police services, but of course, it's down to the police management teams to manage their resources better. With year on year. Money's being spent by the old Labour government. It's now costing us £120 million a day in foreign interest alone. That's more than we spend on defence, more than we spend on health, and more than we spend on the police. Now, if we'd have managed the money-wise, we wouldn't be in this position, but we are where we are, so people understand, we have to cut back. If it was your budget, in your household budget, you'd be doing the same. I regularly attend court for another local authority for debt management processes. And the first thing that magistrates will say is, okay, what are your luxuries, what are you doing that you can do without, and start using that to pay off the debt. It's very, very similar, Michael.
Your actual job as a coordinator, what does that actually involve?
An awful lot of late nights and early mornings, Mike. It's making sure that all the candidates know exactly what's going on. They've got me as a hotline, so quite often a resident will come up with an inquiry that they may not be able to deal with straight away, so I can get the answer to them. Obviously, if I don't know it, then we're going to go back to that resident in particular and say, this is what we found out, and this is the answer, and I hope you're happy with it. There's obviously also getting the literature prepared and get that out. That came over to me very recently. It's making sure that everybody's actually out doing what they should be doing, which is knocking on doors, speaking to people about the local issues. This is a local election after all, and finding out what they need and what they want from their local representative.
Thank you, Rob.